So hi guys, welcome to Duolingo Preparation Made Easy, week 2, day 5, and the training for the session is Miss Shruti. Now these are some of the basic instruction for the participant. Make sure you have a stable internet connection and a noise-free environment. We recommend you to use your earphone for the best experience. Your cameras and microphone are turned off, so in case you have any query, drop it in the chat box and we will be answering them. Participate actively and stay on topic. Respect your instructor, your classmate, and yourself. Be respectful and professional. Now we also have a membership offer. When you register yourself, you are automatically upgraded to a bronze member. And if you wish to go for silver, you will get 2-week Duolingo classes, comprehensive IELTS, GRA, YouSure Pro University recommendation, and a free 100-hour GRA courses. And if you wish to go for gold, you will get 2-week Duolingo classes, one-on-one Duolingo IELTS, comprehensive IELTS GRA, expert university recommendation, and a dedicated counselor for entire application process, statement of purpose, letter of recommendation, and visa. We also have free profile evaluation with our expert, which consists of comprehensive evaluation, university shortlisting, course recommendation, country recommendation, recommendation report, and a doubt clearance. You will get a detailed report with suitable recommendation customized for your profile and requirement. And you can also clarify your doubt regarding the study abroad process. Now, we also provide free GRA live classes Monday to Friday, 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. And it's a 2-month course. So please, guys, enroll you go to your name, then My Test Preparation. You will land on this page. Go to Duolingo English Comprehensive Live Class Courses, View Courses. Go to Reading and Speaking Week Day 2, Speaking Day 3, and Day 3 handout. So these are the handouts for the session. And for recording, go to Day 2, scroll down a little. So you will get Day 2 recording 14 September 2023. So you can access it from here. I will be also sharing the link to the chat box. So you can also access these from there.
Can I get a quick thumbs up? Yes. Let me share my screen now. Okay. So, yes, now you all know that we have worked on reading and speaking this week, and we have covered all these kind of questions, which are read aloud, speak about the photo, read, then speak, listen, then speak, complete the sentences, complete the passage, highlight the answer, identify the idea, title the passage, and speaking sample, right? So we have discussed all these kind of questions in the last 4 days. Now, as you all know that today is the last day of Duolingo training, right? Last week we have completed the other 2 aspects, which is listening and writing, and this week we have worked on reading and speaking. Today we will be discussing all these questions again, but I'm not going to explain anything. We are going to have a demo test where we will be looking at different questions and try answering and recollect what we have learned in the last week. Okay, after attending this session, if you have attended both last week and this week successfully, then you're ready to go for the examination. And if you need a little more practice, you can always sign up to Duolingo platform and write as many tests as possible. Now let's start. I wish you all the best and try actively participating and answering all the questions. Feel it like a real examination and give your best. Cool. Now let's start. So the first question is going to be interactive reading, where you have to select the right word to fill in the sentences. Okay. So let me read the sentences for you and try filling it up with the right word and put it in the chat box. Throughout history, pearls have dash a unique presence within the wealthy and powerful. Okay, options are held, took, defended, inhibited, stilled. Throughout history, pearls have dash a unique presence within the wealthy and powerful. What could it be? Pearls have dash a unique presence. What could pearls have done? Come on. Yes, right? Throughout history, pearls have held a unique presence within the wealthy and powerful. Now let's look at the next one. For Dash, the pearl was the favored gem of the Dash during the Roman Empire. So let's look at the first option. Happening, items, instance, time, sample. Okay. So what could be the right answer? For Dash. What would fit this sentence? For Dash. The pearl was the favorite gem of the Dash during the Roman Empire. The second blank says upscale, fortune, booming, lucky, wealthy. The pearl was the favorite gem of the Dash during the Roman Empire. Okay, try understanding what they're looking for dash comma. So yes, so here it's an example, right? For instance, you can't say for happening, for time, for example, they don't all fit in right together, right? So for instance, the pearl was the favored gem of the dash during the Roman Empire. What is this? The pearl was the favored gem of the dash during the Roman Empire. Come on. Yeah. Fortune. No, it could be. Try using. So the pearl was the. Let's try using the word that you've given and try finding the right answer. The pearl was the favored gem of the fortune during the Roman Empire, or the pearl was the favored gem of the wealthy during the Roman Empire. Okay. So let us put this on hold. Okay. Fortune slash wealthy. Now let's look at the other one. Roman women wore pearls to bed so they could be dash of their wealth immediately dash waking up. Try filling the words in the sentences to understand what it actually means, guys. Okay. So Roman women wore pearls to bed so they could be dash of their wealth. So what are the options? Let me tell the options here. Prosperous, affluent, reminded, memory, reliving of the wealth. Okay. So Roman women wore pearls to bed so they could be reminded, right? Reminded of their wealth immediately upon waking up. Okay. Cool, guys. Don't try missing out on the blanks. Now let's look at the other one. Before jewelers learned to cut gems, the pearl was of dash value than the diamond. Here there's a comparison word. Try using the correct comparison word. Leading value. Have you ever heard of a word called leading value? Most value, outstanding value, greater value, or cooler value? Try using the comparative word which fits right. Before jewelers learned to cut gems, the pearl was of greater value or leading value. Let's put a hold on it again. Leading slash greater. Okay. Now, in the Persia Empire, peoples were ground into powders. Sorry, pearls were ground into powder to dash anything from heart disease to epilepsy. Okay. In the Persia Empire, pearls were ground into powders to dash anything from heart disease to epilepsy. To cure anything from heart disease to epilepsy. Okay. Cool. Now let's look at the answers, guys, and read the whole passage once. Throughout history, pearls have held a unique presence. See, have dash a unique presence. So holding a unique presence, right? The right word from the given options is have held a unique presence within the wealthy and powerful. For instance, so whenever there is for, that you are trying to tell, for example, right? For instance. So here they're talking about an example. For instance, the pearl was the favored gem of the wealthy. Here we have also used fortune, but fortune, for we don't call people for, we call it fortune people, right? Wealthy people are rich people. I can't, fortune just doesn't mean fortunate people. Fortune itself means that it's a what do you say? It's a luck, right? So try using the right word here. That's why the word fortune doesn't fit in, right? So for instance, the pearl was the favorite gem of the wealthy, because wealthy itself means rich people, right? Wealthy during the Roman Empire. Roman women wore pearls to bed so they could be reminded of their wealth immediately upon waking up. Before jewelers learned to cut gems, The pearl was of greater value than the diamond. See here, greater value, because it is comparative word. Whereas leading value, leading comes when you are using it as a distance or an amount, right? Yes. So the pearl was of greater value than the diamond. In the Persia Empire, pearls were ground into powders to cure anything from heart disease to epilepsy. Good work, guys. Now let's move on to the next task, which is to find the missing line in the next one. Okay, here we are getting an additional few sentences added upon, and you have to complete the missing sentence to complete the paragraph, right? So what could be the missing sentence? Let me start reading the continuating sentence. Okay, a law in 1612 drawn upon by the kings of Europe prohibited anyone who was not royalty from wearing pearls in an effort to distinguish royal appearance. Okay, so now which sentence do you think will fit in right between the first and the second paragraph? Okay, let me read the options for you. Pearls were worn by anyone who could afford to buy them. Option 2 says pearls were once considered an exclusive privilege for royalty. Option 3 says most kings and queens preferred diamonds over pearls. Option 4 says Roman women were the first people to use pearls as jewelry. Now, here, let's try reading the sentence before the break, before the uh, dash and after the dash. Okay, so the first sentence is in the Persia Empire, pearls were ground into powders to cure anything from heart disease to epilepsy. And the other sentence tells that the kings of Europe have prohibited who were not royalty to not wear pearls. Okay, so this sentence in the middle should either speak about the sentence before, or should speak about the sentence after, or should be a connecting sentence. Okay, and also remember, we can also solve this by finding distractions which are irrelevant to the statement, irrelevant to the concept that we are talking here. So I see some options coming up as D. Okay, so let's see the right answer. Yes, option B is the right answer, because pearls were once considered an exclusive privilege for royalty. Okay, let's look at this why. So here, whereas option D says Roman women were the first people to use pearls as jewelry, we could have spoken about this when we were at this sentence. Roman women wore pearls to bed so they could be reminded of their wealth immediately upon waking up. So if you would have used this sentence before or after this particular sentence, it would have made sense. But we have moved on from that topic and we moved to the next sentence, right? Now, most kings and queens preferred diamonds over pearls. So here we are already telling that in their age, during that time, uh, uh, pearls were of greater value when compared to diamond. Then why would all the wealthy people prefer diamonds over pearls, right? So this is again irrelevant. Now let's look at the first statement, which says pearls are worn by anyone who could afford to buy them. Here we have mentioned nothing about it being affordable. Okay, so that's why we are taking option B, which is pearls were once considered an exclusive privilege for royalty, trying to end the topic here. Or see, look at this, we are also using the sentence to tell as you are trying to wind up the topic here. Then it's like this is the history where throughout the history pearls were of greater importance, but now later on pearls were also, so we are trying to tell that uh, normal people who are not royalty were allowed not to wear it. So you have to wind up what you have given here, right? So here we are winding up the whole first paragraph with the sentence pearls are once considered an exclusive privilege for royalty. Okay, so try understanding, try eliminating the options. That's the best way. You might feel that you might fail at it, but that's okay. With practice, you'll learn. Okay. Now the this question is here. We have some questions down there, and I'll be reading the questions, and you have to just tell me exactly what are the words that you will be highlighting in the paragraph. So this is highlight the correct answers to the questions. Now let's look at the question. At what point were pearls more valuable than diamonds? Where is this? At what point? When were pearls more valuable than diamonds? It is there in the passage itself, and you should highlight it. So just drop me a text, the text that you would be highlighting in the chat box. Yes. So the correct answer is before jewelers learn to cut gems. Okay. Before jewelers learn to cut gems, the pearls were of greater value than diamond. Okay. Now the next question is, so you can't write end of third line or something like that. You have to exactly talk about the answer. I know you have to highlight it. So it's better if you actually write the answer. Okay. Now, who attempted to prevent people from wearing pearls? Who attempted people from wearing pearls? Come on. This is clearly there in our passage. Who? It is not asking the time or anything. It is just asking who attempted. Yes, the correct answer is kings of Europe have prevented people from wearing pearls who are not wealthy enough. Right? So these are correct answers. Now let's go to the second last one, where we'll try to find the idea that is expressed in the passage. Okay, so we have already read the passage, guys. If you want, I'll just quickly run through, because we have an idea and then we have coming up a title that you should be deciding for the passage. So let me quickly run through it so that you remember exactly what we spoke about. Throughout history, pearls have held a unique presence within the wealthy and powerful. For instance, the pearl was the favored gem of the wealthy during the Roman Empire. Roman women wore pearls to bed so they could be reminded of their wealth immediately upon waking up. Before jewelers learned to cut gems, the pearls were of greater value than the diamond. In the Persia Empire, pearls were ground into powders to cure anything from heart disease to epilepsy. Pearls were once considered an exclusive privilege for royalty. A law in 1612 drawn up by the kings of Europe prohibited anyone who was not royalty from wearing pearls in an effort to distinguish royal appearance. Okay, so let's try to find the perfect idea of what is expressed in the passage. Let me read the options for you. Pearls were once more precious than diamonds. Once the royal families forbid common people from wearing pearls. Roman women began the trend of using pearls as jewelry. Pearls have been valued by many people throughout history. Okay, okay. Guys, you know, what are we talking about in the passage? Like, clearly, are we talking about people, or are we talking about pearls, or are we talking about diamonds? Okay, and is it in the past tense, or is it in the present tense? Try understanding that. Okay, where is the emphasis? What are we focusing on in this passage? You should question this multiple times before coming to a conclusion of what is the correct answer. Okay, now after looking at the answer, then I'll be telling you why the other options are wrong. Okay, so the correct answer is pearls have been valued by many people throughout history. Don't get confused. The idea can be very different. Okay, so always, even when I was discussing about this particular question, like, you know, this particular interactive reading question previously, you have to understand that the idea of the passage is always presented in the first line of the passage itself. Look at the first line. Throughout history, pearls have held a unique presence within the wealthy and powerful. Okay, so we are telling that pearls have been valued by many people in the history. So the first sentence itself always, you know, even when we were discussing regarding the speaking session where you have to talk about a topic, or when we had to write about a topic, the first sentence is always about introduction, and then you give an overview of what you're going to talk about. So here, if you look at the first sentence, it says throughout history, pearls have held a unique presence within the wealth and powerful, which clearly tells that I'm going to talk about how it was treated by the wealthy and how it was treated by the powerful. So initially, see, we spoke about how Roman women were trying to wear it every day so that they can be remembered about how wealthy they are, and then they're also so powerful that they stop other people from wearing it. So This is a big tip that you will be getting from here today. Most of the ideas, half of the idea of the passage will always be expressed in the first line of the passage given to you. Now, let's try finding the title of the passage. Okay, so what can be the title of the passage? Option A, Why Royalty Wear Pearls. Option B, A Brief History of Pearls. Option C, How Pearls Are Used. Option D, Pearls versus Diamonds. So, like I told you previously, we always have a connection between the idea and title of the passage. Come on, try answering it. Give a try, give a try. It's easy. Why royalty wears pearls? Why royalty wear pearls? A brief history of pearls. How pearls are used? Pearls versus diamond. Yes. So let's look at the answer. Yes, the correct answer is a brief history of pearls. Because let's look at the idea. Idea is also talking about how pearls are valued during the history, and here also we're talking about how a history of pearls, right? So yes, we are always sticking. There is a connection point between the title and the idea, and idea also comes from the first sentence of the passage. So if you figure out the sequence, you will be able to figure out the correct answers in a sequence. Okay, cool. Now let's go to the next topic, which is speak about the photo. Here, what I want to do is we have discussed a certain sequence of how to find the correct answers, such as first, we always talk about how to introduce the picture, and then we talk about what are the actions that are happening in the picture, right? And then we also talk about the positioning of the things or the surroundings that are happening, like surroundings, everything, how you can describe them as much as possible. Try using complex sentences, and the last one is to try speculating something that could be happening in the picture. So let's go sentence by sentence and try writing exactly which will help us go better, right? So I would like you guys to start off by trying to write an introductory statement by looking at this photo. Come on. Yeah, complete the sentence, guys. This image shows that. What is it showing? Come on, complete it. I can say this image shows that this image shows two men walking towards or walking on the streets of the New York. Two friends. Okay, this image shows two friends walking on streets. Okay, so how can we make this sentence better? By describing it better, right? Okay, the image shows or the image depicts two young men with brown jackets, right, walking on the streets while talking to each other. Do you think this is the same sentence which we are using to elaborate? Right? Isn't it great? Yes. So we'll stick to the statements such as this image shows two young men with brown jacket walking on the streets while talking to each other. Okay. Yeah. We can also say that it seems like they are talking about something interesting, probably about a movie that they watched earlier. Isn't it? We are trying to speculate. We are trying to tell that probably they might have watched a movie and they are talking about. Yes, we are speculating. Now let's try talking about some actions. We already spoke about the actions that they are talking, right? What else can you talk about? Let's try talking about the surroundings in the picture. Okay. Let's talk about some positioning. What is happening? So after the introduction sentence, it would be nice if you can speculate, but don't strive with a speculation. An introduction statement should be as simple as possible with a clear explanation, which should give you a visual image. But speculation can go on after you explain a little. Okay. Yes. Now try talking about the surroundings and what is happening in the picture. What else is happening? Okay, I can also say that to the left of the picture, the traffic seems to be okay. We can also say that to the left of the picture, the cars are stuck in traffic. Okay, and looks like the two young men made a best choice by walking to avoid the traffic. Right? Yes, you can also talk about uh, the bicycles that are placed on the road. You can also talk about how the it looks like a winter season uh, because they are wearing the jacket. Yes, I think this picture had been taken in the winter season as two men are wearing jackets or wore jackets. Yes, cool. So that's how you are trying to interpret sentences from what you're seeing. I really like the direction you guys are going. You're trying to understand what is happening in the picture. That's great. That's great. Cool. So this should be great, guys. Now let's try solving. Let's look at a demo answer. This is the picture taken outdoors on the street. In the middle, see here how many positional faces they are trying to take. Okay, yeah. So this is a picture taken outdoors on the street. In the middle, there are two men walking side by side. So here they have decided to talk about the positioning directly from the starting itself. In the middle, there are two men walking side by side. On the left, the man with the beard is wearing a hat and brown jacket. Okay. Yes, on the left, the man is wearing a cap and a brown jacket. Okay, he's making a gesture while talking, and on the right, the man is looking at him and smiling. So here we are using the phrases on the left, on the right, in the middle. So we use positional phrase of the photograph. In the middle, this is happening. In the left, this is happening. On the right, this is happening. Right? So this is giving a visualization of exactly what is happening based on the position. On the right, the other man is looking at him and smiling. It seems that he's listening to the story his friend is telling. He's holding a mobile in his hand. On the right, I can see some scooters parked along the street. In the background, there are many cars moving on the road. Right? That's what we spoke about. There are many scooters parked and there are many cars stuck in traffic. There's a lot more to see. Yes. So if you can speculate, but that should be relevant to uh, what you are seeing. Yes, I think they might be working together in the office, or I think they are working in the same office. Is good. Cool. Great. Okay. Now let's try looking at this. Yeah. Now let's try talking about this. Another example. Okay. Quickly, let's just go with three sentences. Introduce this image. Come on. Introduce this image based on what you can see. What does the image depict? What does the image show? What do you think is happening in the picture? Come on. Okay, so this image shows that a lady is trying to calculate. Okay, cool. So we can this image shows a lady who is trying to calculate. Yes, that is a good sentence to start with. You can also always try using the positional phrases such as this image shows an office room with a lot of shelves in the background, and with an office table in the front. Okay, in the center, okay, or in the middle, there's a woman holding papers and trying to calculate something. Okay, we can always talk about background, for front ground, and in the center, or we can also talk about left, center, right. Okay, here we can also talk about there's a lamp on the left side which is not turned on, and there's a lot of stationery on the table, isn't it? Yes. So you can also speculate, right? We can also talk about the surroundings, such as uh, the shelves in the background contain a lot of files of different colors. you can also mention, add some adverbs such as the woman looks really worried looking at the papers at hand. And as it seems that this picture is taken during morning so that the lamp is turned off. As the lamp is turned off. Okay. Cool. Now that's a good speculation. That's a good way of figuring out it's a day or night. See, you already started figuring out certain things, how to judge the surroundings, how to judge the is it a morning or evening, or is it a winter or summer, or what things you can focus on, how to speculate about what is happening, right? So this is a good way of figuring it, but try using prepositional phrases. That's a good way to extend it. It will also help you mentally how to look at an image. Okay, it will help you process information. Okay, this image can be looked from left, center, right. You can divide it and make three particular sentences out of it, or you can also talk about making it foreground, center, and background, right? So try using prepositional phrases, guys. It's very easy to expand if you use them. Now, let's look at the demo answer for this. This is the picture taken at an office. In the middle, there's a woman with long hair. She's wearing a sleeveless white shirt and dark pants. She's standing at the table while looking down at some documents placed on the table. She's holding a piece of paper in one hand. It looks like she's focusing on reading handouts. On the table, I see a keyboard, a lamp, and other stationaries. Behind her, there's a shelf with some items arranged on it. Cool. Great. Now let's try going to the next one. Today, now this is the last question where we are going to talk about something that we have discussed yesterday, which is we'll be talking, which is you will be reading and speaking. So this is the topic that is given to you, and these are the subtopics that you will be following through these prompts and trying to answer them. So the question: tell me about a part of your city that is changing. Where is it? How is it changing? And why do you think it's changing? Okay, so take 20 seconds in your mind, try framing some sentences, thinking about your city. What is changing in your city? Okay, come on. Now let's try talking about it. Tell me about a part of your city that is changing. How would you answer it? Okay, so I am from Hyderabad. So, how would I answer it? A part of the city that is changing. Okay, yes, I am going to speak about a part of my city that has been changed. So this is a good way of writing, and you are reframing it very well, but uh, that has been changed. And you ended the sentence there. You should actually talk about what is that thing which has changed. Add that particular answer into that particular sentence by completing it. Okay, so I'm going to speak about a part of my city that has changed, and that is the way the city parks used to be, right? Or the way supermarkets used to be held, or the way exhibition grounds used to be a place for families to come over weekends or whatever, right? Yeah, cool. So yes, we are talking about cities here: Mumbai, Bangalore, everything, right? Now they're talking about where is it. How would you answer which city is yours? Yeah, when I was a child is a good way to start your passage, especially this particular passage. Okay, when I was a child, my city used to be one of the pollution free city in India, right? You can also start talking about pollution here. And when we say where is it, how would you describe it? Okay, if I have to tell about Hyderabad, I would say Hyderabad is in the southern part of India. where a lot of religions come together and is especially known for biryani, right? Yeah. So you can also talk about, yes, pollution. You can talk about population. You can talk about how the increase in population is affecting and suffocating all of us. Okay. Okay. So how is it changing? So you told that something is changing, right? You also told about where is it located. Now you have to tell that what made it change. How is it changing? Yeah, we can say that yes, with a lot of with the globalization and with a lot of companies coming in and uh, trying to make everything accessible to all the population in a small area, the city has become congested and the number of vehicles on road have gone up because people prefer what do you say, luxury over trying to maintain the city clean and neat and easy, right? Yes. You can also tell all these points that your city is an IT hub or it's one of the largest IT hub in India. And you can also add few points. I see few people are telling that as people from various places are settling here as the resident, this leads to increase in population. Yes. So this is a good way of answering how is it changing. Good. Now, how is it changing and why do you think it is changing are almost the same answers, right? So but how is it changing is a generalized way of telling it, and why do you think is it changing, you have to still answer this again. And matlab here you were asked to share an opinion of yours. Okay, because of population rising, we are having a problem with the city, right? So how do you think it is changing? Due to, I think that due to the yes, occupational facilities and more opening of companies and residential areas opening up, a lot of population is trying to move in for a better future, which is causing the city to be one of the leading polluted cities in the country, right? Yes. Good, guys. Good. Very good. Now let's look at a demo answer. In the modern world, urbanization and changes of all kinds occur frequently in all cities, mostly to meet the demands of the city's expanding population. No different from other cities, my city is also experiencing some obvious changes. Almost anywhere in the cities may see these changes. But the center of the city is where the majority of financial and commercial activity occurs. Thus, it's there where it is most obvious. Okay, so the changes, how did you see how they are trying to talk about where the major changes of the city is happening? Here, they gave a basic explanation that almost anywhere in the cities or anywhere in the world, the center of the city is where the majority of financial and commercial activity occurs. Yes, right? Thus, it's there where it is most obvious. But the issue is that walking through this crowded portion of the city centers now feels a lot like wrestling because there's so many structures, shops, and companies there. During business hours, the traffic situation deteriorated even further. The local administration has undertaken programs to grow vertically rather than horizontally in order to address this pretty intolerable and unpleasant condition in one of the major cities of my country. So look at this. We are not just talking about how it has changed. We are also talking about how the local administration has taken some measures to work on the negative changes that are happening, right? The local administration has undertaken programs to grow vertically, which is to increase the height of the buildings rather than horizontally in order to address this pretty intolerable and unpleasant condition in one of the major cities of my country. Or to put it another way, some large buildings are being torn down to make way for taller structures. See, look at the example that they've given here. Anyway, I'm particularly excited about these developments because they will undoubtedly give our city a fresh new look. The citizens of my city where the unemployment rate is comparatively greater than that of the rest of the nation, will also have more employment chances thanks to all these developments and initiatives. We're also trying to talk about how the local administration has taken some measures and how this could solve some other problems. So as you're speaking about a topic here you're not just telling, so here you're telling how is it happening, the pollution, okay, you are also telling why is this happening, right? And how it is changing, because there's a lot of traffic and everything. The local administration is trying to build more buildings or which are taller, and when they are asking to share your opinion about it, you told that because it is changing in this way, as new buildings are going to come up, new developments are going to come up, I think that it is going to reduce our unemployment rates by providing new jobs. So here you're adding in your opinion. You should look at this in this way, how we are trying to not just answer it in a general way, where actually what is happening, and you add an opinion about what you think is going to happen with this. What are you actually inferring information from this, right? Cool, guys. So these are all the topics that we have discussed this week, and I'll be here for the next 5 minutes as this is the last session. If you have any doubts, please drop back in the chat box, and I'm here and I'll help you out with it. Cool. To prepare more, to practice more, there are a lot of videos on the YouTube too, which would help you solve these questions and give you a lot of tips and tricks to solve this. Uh, that's great. So I really hope that these 2 weeks have been helpful for you to prepare for your examination, to write well, and do come back to us with your scores. We would like to appreciate you for being completely present with us throughout this journey. And yeah, wish you all the luck. After no doubts, I would like to pass on the session